we've seen a trend where like life in general has become so complicated with work, with like old dynamics being absolutely flipped. Do you see people coming and asking very specific relationship challenges? Like what are some common things that you hear at your end that people are dealing with?
So actually, if you see, there's nothing other than relationships in our life.
Correct.
Everywhere, everything that you look at is relationship. Even if you're doing a business, you have a relationship with your business, you have a relationship with money, you have relationships everywhere, right? So mostly what I hear people talking about relationships is they're dealing with a lot of extramarital affairs nowadays.
Oh really?
Yes. And then there are early divorces which are happening. Like, शादी को 1.5 साल नहीं हुआ है, or maybe it's been just 1 year or 2 months or 3 months, and people are filing for divorces. So these are 2-3 things, and of course the work-life balance. So people have lot of issues with their bosses, or the bosses have lot of issues with their subordinates. So these are the issues which are cropping up nowadays, which I feel are coming on my table.
Got it. And like when someone comes up to you saying that, oh no, I think either my partner is cheating on me, or I don't feel the love in my marriage anymore, and I'm attracted to other people. Actually, there are two different scenarios. So what is your response? How do you coach them? What do you guide them to do? Like, how does that mindset or that challenge get tackled in some way?
So first of all, it is a journey. Things don't happen just because it actually builds up over a period of time. If somebody is getting into an extramarital affair, it happens over a period of time. The red flags were there. It was happening because they were not getting something in the relationship which they were getting outside. So having said that, I'm not saying that okay, they were right because they moved out of the marriage. No, not at all. But I really want both the partners to take equal responsibility for this relationship. And the only when I feel that the cheating partner is ready to come back and is ready to give 100% in the relationship, that's when I work with both the parties and I help them to build a better relationship in the near future.
Divorces when I was growing up was not very, I say, heard of, but it is on the rise right now. And when people say that they want to get separated, and you're saying early, right? What is your guidance to them at that point?
Actually what's happening is people are looking for instant gratification, and there is everything, you have to nurture relationships like you nurture a plant. So that time, patience, that nurturance is missing in the relationships nowadays. Everybody wants, okay, ye ab nahi work kar raha, isko kaat do, isko hata do. It's like you have to understand there are certain responsibilities which come with marriage. So you need to build your space, you need to build that relationship and build your place in the house. And it really takes time, right? Also, the other person who's bringing the girl home, you're bringing a girl home, it's like you are uprooting a tree and bringing it and planting it in another place. Now if you're planting a tree, उसको थोड़ा सा नर्चर तो करना पड़ेगा, वो तो पहले मुरझा जाएगा ना, है ना? So it has to be nurtured. So the nurturance part is missing, and the patience is missing, and there are certain misunderstandings which start to happen. So when they come to my table, I'm only working with both of them and working with their issues, and each have their own issues. It's not about there is a problem in the relationships. It's never a problem in the relationship. And that's when they take care of their traumas and whatever they're carrying from their childhood, that's when this relationship starts to work.
So are you saying that there are times when, like, is it really possible for one person to actually decide to stay in the marriage, make the relationship work, one person?
Yes. So it's a myth that relationship is 50-50. Relationship is 100% me, 0% them. So if I'm giving 100% to the relationship and the other person is giving only 10%, actually that 10% is a bonus. The relationship can work with one person giving their 100%. So it has to be 100% me. You have to take 100% responsibility for this relationship. That's when the relationship starts to flourish. It starts to grow. It is not difficult. Only thing is you don't know the recipe. So it's like this. If I tell you to make butter chicken, It's very difficult. You'll say, नहीं आता मैम, कैसे बनाएंगे butter chicken? But what if I give you on the paper? Now it is easier for you to make butter chicken. That's what. Nobody has given us the recipe to have a beautiful relationship. So you need to learn that recipe, and it's easy. It's not difficult. It wasn't difficult for our parents, for anybody, the earlier generations. Why is it difficult now? Because we're not taught. Earlier it was your mommy, chachi, dadi, such. You used to live in a joint family. People would teach you, and when you were getting married or when you got married. We are not training our boys and girls for that. That's the only training they need. That's the only recipe they need to know, and that everything will fall in place.
I understand that there can be a recipe. What is your advice to someone who says that I'm giving my 100% but I'm feeling ignored, or I am feeling like unloved? So how can one still put 100% when they are not getting what they need?
First of all, this is what we are doing in the relationships. We are looking for somebody else to give us what is missing in our life. We want somebody to give us love, somebody to appreciate us, somebody to acknowledge us, somebody to give us acceptance. It is not their job to do that for you. First of all, you have to understand it's your duty to need feed your own self. Give yourself the love, give yourself the acknowledgement, give yourself the nurturance that you need. It's not their job to nurture you. Not their job to love you. It's your job. You have come here to learn to love your own self. And the day you'll have beautiful relationship with yourself, you'll start having a beautiful relationship outside with everybody. So what I say in relationships, or especially in marriages, I tell people, don't work on the shadi, don't work on your marriage, work on your relationship with your own self. The day you'll build your relationship with yourself and you'll be fulfilled in your own being, that's when you'll start contributing to this relationship and it will start work.
As we say, right, like I want to complete people when they come together.
Yes, exactly.
That's the start of a beautiful partnership, right, as such. And what are some ways in which one can actually practice self-love? One point of time I understood, okay, self-love is being easy on myself. It was a long journey. Like if you have to guide someone and you see that clearly this person is not in acknowledgement, not in acceptance of oneself, right? Like what can be one of the first few steps that they can at least actually take towards it?
So first of all, I have to tell you that self-love is not going to a spa or shopping. That is not self-love. Self-love is when you stop making things big in your head. When you stop your brain from scaring you. Right? Self-love is when you are not critical of your own self. You don't criticize your own self. None of us make mistakes deliberately.
Right.
Whatever we do in life, we do it because we felt right at that point of time, that this is what I felt right, so I did it. Right? So stop criticizing yourself and be easy on yourself, as you just said. Build a relationship with yourself. If a friend comes to you and a friend is sharing that something is wrong going on in their life, how would you treat them?
With compassion.
Yes. But do you have the same compassion for yourself?
Rarely.
Yeah. So we bash ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves. So start building that compassion. Start building that love with yourself. Start building that relationship with your own self. Become your own cheerleader, not your fear leader. Stop scaring yourself.
अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं कि रिलेशनशिप में there's 100% me and we should not be fulfilling our personal needs within a relationship, then
Personal needs.
हाँ, आपने कहा ना कि हमें मतलब सामने वाले से नर्चरेंस की जरूरत नहीं चाहिए, उनकी वो ड्यूटी नहीं है, मतलब it's not their job.
कहीं पे स्क्रिप्ट ही दी गई थी आपको कि ये नहीं कहा गया था कि ये स्क्रिप्ट है, वो आएगा और तुमको प्यार देगा. ये तो हमारे पेरेंट्स ने हमें बोला था ना
तो फिर
कि वो घोड़े पे चढ़ के आएगा.
फिर रिलेशनशिप क्या होता है?
Exactly.
अगर ये नहीं होता है तो क्या? मतलब कुछ तो एक्सपेक्टेशन होगी कि अगर आप बोलते हो कि दो लोग साथ में और ग्रोथ चाहिए, आप ग्रो कर रहे हो, तो उस ग्रोथ में मैं ये भी तो चाहूंगी कि यार अगर मैं कुछ नया कर रही हूँ तो मुझे वो सपोर्ट मिले मेरे पार्टनर से, या मुझे वो वैलिडेशन मिले कि अगर दुनिया नहीं समझ पा रही है तो ये तो समझे.